The reason why I feel Kukoo stood out of the other, you know, uh, characters that have been portrayed on screen is because one, they were always portrayed as a matter of, they were always kind of in the eunuch or the hijra space. It was never portrayed as a human who had feelings, who could love, who could be respected, who could have, her own, firm grounding. Something that we did as a game changer for Kukoo as compared to the other characters you've seen played in the past is that she was very definitive of who she is, which made her very lovable, which made her very accepting, which made her grand, which made her larger than life. Also, I think the question over here is not why an actress played it, but more on the lines of why isn't anyone else playing it? Why isn't a transgender actor playing it? And I'm sure this casting process was intense, was, very sought after. And from what I hear, a lot of actors had auditioned for it. But there was some amount of inhibition that kind of reflected in the way they were playing it. And I felt that there was no inhibition required to play this character because you are who you are and you should wear it with pride. And that is something that I've always stood by. As a human being, as a person, I've always stood by, you can be whoever you want to be because this world is all about goods, bads, rights, wrongs, a huge amount of social conditioning. But the point is, it's time for us to break out of social conditioning and be just who we are and, be who we are with pride and with love, for just who we can be. And I guess that's what was the first game changer. And as I've mentioned that for me, the role was not challenging. For me, the dancing part of the role was more challenging than the role itself. If acting does not hurt you, leave you tired, exhausted, then you may have never acted at all. You may never have acted at all. And I think that's something that, went across so beautifully while playing Kukoo. I was very nervous, very, scared when I was playing Kukoo. In fact, I was super scared until I even saw myself on screen for the first time. I remember the first time I saw myself on screen was when I was dubbing for this character. And I had not seen the whole canvas, I had just seen myself. And I cried when I saw myself on screen. Not because I cried because I saw myself doing what I was doing, but I saw myself because I could feel the pain of Kukoo. And I'm just glad that it reached out to people just that way. I mean, I got a message just earlier today that, I got a message from Suchitra Krishnamurthy who said, I actually cried when I saw you die. And that was just so heartwarming because it was not just me who felt it. It was the audience who felt my pain as Kukoo. I don't know if I was able to get into feeling what transgenders feel, but I think it is how everyone should feel. Everyone should take pride in who they are, love who they love, and be unapologetic about it. And I think it's time for parents, society, the people you love, friends, to stand by you no matter what your orientation is and no matter who you are. There is only the righteousness that, grows from within yourself. As far as you're not hurting anybody, as far as you're not stepping on anyone's toes to climb up or to do something in life that you think is right. And you portray yourself with respect, and you wake up in the morning and you can look at yourself with, dignity. I think you are just feeling fine. And that's the kind of feeling that transgender should have. That's the kind of feeling anybody, any human being should have. Everybody needs to be treated with respect, right? And this respect that came across was the miracle of forward-thinking writers. In the 80s, she is the most revered person. She's put on a pedestal. It's so funny when, Bunty says, but why do you worry about this? No harm can come upon you because aapke paas to Kukoo ka jadoo hai, bhai. It's amazing the kind of love that she has received. And it's not necessarily in Indian media, although Indian media works as an engine to drive, change, to sit back, think, and look at things differently. It's a change-making process, but it's not just Indian media. It's about any creative form of art. Any creative form of art should allow you to disconnect from your reality and look at or should be able to disconnect you from the social sense of conditioning and make you look out of the box. And thankfully, the writers of the show, Anurag, as a director, saw the pride in this character. So it's not just me alone, waking up and saying, I will play Kukoo, but it was the way Kukoo was written, the way she was imagined to be, the queen that she was. That's the respect that came from the writers. That's the respect that Vikram gave Kukoo in the book, even if it was a glimpse. We just built upon it. I just feel that it's only up and onwards and, a road ahead. I mean, I've always looked at every project to be, the yardstick for how good you will be or what's the kind of opportunity you will draw towards your next project. So I think it was fantastic, working as Kukoo. And I just know that, I know there are going to be far more eyes on me than they were in the past. And now it's my responsibility and my duty to rise above from here. You're only as good as your last job. So if I mess up in my next one, then I will be equally ridiculed for it. So I'm going to, I'm going to hone my skills. I'm going to chisel my craft and ensure that I keep doing better. So now now I'm up for the challenge. My mom is a single parent, and I know how many bullets she's taken for us in the past. So, funnily, when I signed Kukoo, I did not ask her for her permission. But once I had signed it, I said, you need to trust me. And you need to trust the team that I'm working with. And I can assure you that we will do a great job. And we will do this together. And she never said anything. She watched the show. She called me and she said, actually, no, she put a status that said, I feel pride in what Kubra has done. And for me, that was overwhelming because my mom has always said, I feel blessed. And this is the first time she said, I feel pride. So I'm very grateful to have a mother who is so comfortable in being who she is and knowing that she raised her children well. After a certain point, you need to let your children go and allow them to be who they are, develop a mind of their own, develop their own sense of being and the society that they live in. And my mom is a very strong woman for allowing us to do that. My brother is so proud of me. My family, my friends are so happy. And it just makes me very, very honored that this role came to me and I did justice to it. I have 2 web series that I have signed. I have Gully Boy. But I think the acting barometer has just been reset, and I'm all on, you know, a round two, and a round two always starts with zero. So I'm looking forward to the next innings.